Week 3 of BNI Heartland Football. I'm your host, Ray Huse.
And I'm your host, Brandon Souba. Well, let's do a back handspring into that first conference of building relationships. This was Profit Powerhouse in Lincoln, Nebraska versus Business in Motion in Gillette, Wyoming. Well, Profit Powerhouse did have a visitor, giving them that field goal for 3 points.
Business in Motion couldn't match that field goal. They brought in a visitor, but they got that critical touchdown for perfect attendance. I tell you, that's a foundation for victory. Final score in this match, Business in Motion 10, Profit Powerhouse 3.
Well, let's do some cartwheels on over to the next conference of Givers Gain. This was Business Boosters in Lincoln, Nebraska versus Tri-State Business Partners in Sioux City. Well, Business Boosters sure had a busy game with having 5 visitors at the meeting and bringing in a new member, resulting in 23 points.
Wow, a lot of activity there from Business Boosters. Tri-State Business Partners, no way they could keep up with any of that. In fact, Tri-State Business Partners didn't score any points. Put up a big goose egg. Pretty lopsided victory. Business Boosters 23, Tri-State Business 0.
Let's do some splits on over to the next conference of lifelong learning. This was Built for Business in Omaha, Nebraska versus Cloud Peak Business in Sheridan, Wyoming. Well, Built for Business, they brought their game face, but apparently did not bring their game because they didn't put any points on the board, equaling a 0.
Cloud Peak Business, on the other hand, 7 visitors winning with field goals on the strength of their legs. It's Cloud Peak Business 21, Built for Business 0.
All right, now we're going to do some tumbles on over to the Tradition Plus Innovation Conference. This was Best from Sioux Falls, South Dakota versus Vanguard in Omaha, Nebraska. Well, Best brought in 2 visitors, but as Ray has said many times, with that perfect attendance and getting that touchdown, it usually pushes you to the lead, and Best showed up with 13 points.
Vanguard did bring that visitor, scoring the field goal for 3 points there, but unfortunately attendance just eluded them by one simple substitute. Didn't quite get there. Final score, Best 13, Vanguard 3.
All right, now for our dismount into the positive attitude, we had Professional Connections in Watertown, South Dakota versus Kearney Lunch in, there's a Seward, Rapid, Kearney Lunch in Kearney, Nebraska.
Yeah, we can't sneak any of those past you, can we, Brandon?
Absolutely not.
Sure can.
Well, Professional Connections, they did bring in a new member. That gives them that extra 2-point conversion, totaling their score of 8 points.
Kearney Lunch matched that. They brought in a new member, touchdown, 2-point conversion, 8 points there. Kearney also scoring with a little bit more unusual play of referring a visitor to another chapter. That's a field goal for 3 more points and enough to give them the victory. Final score, Kearney Lunch 11, Professional Connections 8.
All right, well, let's see how many teams this week could stick the landing with some of the top scores.
Yes, taking a look at our top scores from the region here. In third place, Omaha Core had previously been the team to beat, being first place the last 2 weeks. In third place this week with 21 points, and a tie at that level as well with Cloud Peak Business in Sheridan also with 21. In second place, we talked about them a little bit earlier in the broadcast. Business Boosters, they scored 23 points in Lincoln, Nebraska. And our top score, a new champion and a tie for the BNI Heartland Football record right now at this point. Multiply Your Profits in Omaha, Nebraska had 6 visitors. They had perfect attendance, making a grand total of 25 points. How did we look for perfect attendance this week, Brandon?
Well, we brought all the data together, threw it in this fancy thing called a calculator. It adds the numbers up, and it gave us 8. A little less than what we've seen the last 2 weeks, but I believe there might be a reason why.
Absolutely is a reason why. Weather was a challenge in some of our area this week. Some chapters did not meet due to weather conditions. How does that affect BNI Heartland Football? Great question. For your answer, we're going to turn it over to our football commissioner, Vince Vigneri. Vince, take it away.
Thanks, Ray. Thanks, Brandon. Just wanted to remind everybody that reports are due each and every week, even when weather impacts our teams, as it did this week in the Black Hills on Thursday. We still must receive a report that you did not meet. Therefore, this week we are able to award ties to Top of the Hill, West River, Elite Capital Gainers falls with a no report, and Black Hills is also awarded a tie. Reminder, a 0 beats a no report, so it's important to report to us even if you're unable to meet. Hopefully not too many games are delayed by weather. We'll see you next week. Back to you, Ray and Brandon.
Well, that was a lively report. Thank you, Commissioner Vince. And just a friendly reminder, make sure you're getting your stats in by 2 p.m. Central every Friday, because that is the cutoff date for our reporting.
Thank you for watching BNI Heartland Football this week. We'll see you next week for Week 4 highlights. You know, we are playing football, right?
I'll look into that.